need a sweater.
What?
I need a sweater.
You need a sweater? It's summertime.
I'm coldy. My hair is wet. Let's put this on over my green blouse.
Good morning, Adina. Adina Moffat.
What's that?
Hello, Sammy. Hello, T.D. Howard. Good morning. What's up, Brad? Hey, Brittany Megan Stoltz. Good morning.
Samwise Gamgee.
All right, come on, girlfriend. Let's do this. Check, check. Which one am I? 4? I'm super loud. Hello? Oops. Turn it down. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Where's my water?
What's up, Josh, Joy, Nicole, Rochelle, Mama in the Wild. Good morning, everyone. You guys are early today. Yeah, I know. Good morning. We got to go. Well, I got to go. I gotta go to Seattle and do some work and such. Let's see. What's up, Chris? Good morning. Good morning. Just for James. Natalie. You guys are jamming. Good morning.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to talk
check.
about. Okay. I'm super loud in mine. Can you? Oh, that's 2. That's,
check.
Hello? No, more.
What?
I'm number 4. Hello? Hello?
Talk.
Check. Good morning. Hello.
Talk loudly.
Is Melanie still celebrating her birthday?
Check. Check. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Check.
Hello. Turn me up.
Hello and welcome. You say talk.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Seems like more people are... You need to turn me up a little more, please. Hello? Seems like more people are joining this morning. This is cool.
Speak
great
loudly.
Birthday. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
It's going to peak if I
Hello?
bring it up too
Hello?
loud.
Okay, that's good. She did have a great birthday. We went bowling yesterday, and
it was so fun.
Super fun.
We have pictures. We'll post some pictures today. It was a long day yesterday.
We had pretzels, chicken fingers. It was good.
Not what I thought you were going to reference. That was great. We had pretzels at the bowling alley.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But they were really good pretzels, and that dipping sauce.
It's still not loud for me. Can you turn the main down?
Is your
turn
thing
me
all
up?
plugged in?
Yeah.
Check. I do not want to it's better to record low, so take your headphones off.
Oh, wait a minute. Hello? Okay, that's fine.
You're like pausing.
Let's see the tat. You know us well, but
no, Seth, you posted a picture of me getting a tattoo before. That wasn't new.
Oh,
and I
sorry.
knew, I was like, people are going to think that I got one yesterday. I didn't, unfortunately, get a tattoo yesterday. That would have been loads of money. Mount Rainier looks stunning right now.
It's pretty awesome.
Anyhow. Okay, we
Let's
ready?
do this. Thumbs up.
Check.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, disengage. Disable for an hour. Here we go.
All right, perf.
All right. Did I put... Is that... Have we read that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Will you...
Go.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Anatomy of Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
Good morning. My name is Seth Studley. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today is day 54, and we're going to talk about the Bachelorette, premarital advice, and a kind of superficial boyfriend.
What? If you're new here, welcome. We have over 250 episodes about all things marriage related. We're here for you because we've walked through some crappy crap and we know how to help you get through your crappy crap.
That's right, and you can join us every single morning on Instagram Live and also Facebook Live and catch the show. And today's show, as always, is brought to you by audible.com/anatomy of marriage.
It's brought to you by Audible. You may get a free audiobook on us when you visit the URL audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage, none of which you said right.
Oh, geez.
And it's great to see y'all this morning on Instagram and Facebook Live.
All right, what's up, Kenan? What's up, Ginny? Good to see you. Okay. All right, let's go into the review of the day, right? All right,
yes.
Awesome sauce, 5 stars. I've been listening to this podcast since the start of 2019. I always wanted to start listening, and I have been subscribed to the podcast since its early days, but didn't start listening until this year. Come on, boss, get on it. Boy, do I regret not starting to listen sooner. If you're on the fence or on when or where you should start listening to this, I would highly recommend to start now and in season 1, while also listening to the current Q&A episodes. Melanie and Seth always give practical and fun marriage advice that is one of a kind and very helpful. Now I can't wait to listen to this podcast every day on my way home from work. And this podcast is more than just a podcast. It's a community of people cheering each other's relationships on and being there for one another, and it is something you don't want to miss out on. Sorry for all the exclamation points. I like them and love the show so much. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that review. That is awesome.
Okay, it is awesome.
One thing I did want to say is that, yes, this is not just a podcast. It is a community. And in our women's group in particular, which the first question we have is from the women's group, our women's group is killing it. Like, you post something in there, like, I'm struggling with this, or I'm confused about this, or how do I get help with this? And in like 5 minutes, there'll be 17 answers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. So
that's pretty cool.
It's like one of the places you can go online where it's like, I want support with my marriage. I want help with things. Don't judge me, please. Just be there to help. And everyone's like, yes, we will do that.
Even if you had a group text of like your friends, say you group texted like 5 of your friends, they probably wouldn't respond as quickly as the Facebook group.
No, these are like people who love you, and
right.
Even if they don't know you, they love you. So thank you to the awesome women's group. Men, I hope y'all aren't just like,
get friends that love you.
How's the men's group doing?
It's good.
Is it?
It is.
Sure.
We talk about you.
Me?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see. What's everyone's premarital advice? I'm engaged and getting married this coming January. Would love any wisdom from you ladies.
This is from the women's group.
Our relationship has been long distance, so we know transitioning and living together after the wedding will definitely be interesting.
Can you read a little bit better than that? I'm sorry, but you're super fast reading.
Okay, anything you wish you had done, known, talked about during your engagement season. I should also add that once we are married, I'll be moving away from home for the first time. I'm 25 and have lived in the same place my entire life. I'll be moving 3 hours away to a small town, and I don't usually like to do things outside my comfort zone. I'll be looking for a job and know only him and a couple of his friends. I am so grateful for my fiance, who I know will be very encouraging and understanding if I feel homesick. I am excited for this new phase of life together on our own and a little concerned about how I'll handle moving away from most of my loved ones. We're planning to move back in a few years, but I'd love some input on a healthy transition in a new place with a new husband. Thanks, ladies.
Good. Thank you for the question. And it's basically, it's basically just talking about transitioning and getting married and moving away and all that stuff. And I think it's really super helpful to have lots of input on what people wish they had known in the first few years of their marriage. Again, this was in the women's group, so there's tons of answers there that are, people have already been talking about it. But some of the things that this particular question brings up for me is the first time moving away. Like, that's really hard, especially for a woman. Like, it's different. I think it's different for men. I think there's an expectation to move away, or like it's more acceptable. For women, I think it's a lot harder. And then if you're, if you're relational, like we're like little community relational whatevers. So I think that some really key things going into it are going to be things like get community right away where you're moving to. So that could be at the job that you find. A good example is like we worked at Starbucks, and that became my entire friendship set when I was a late teenager, early 20s. So that, like, find a job where people are like-minded, find a location, like if you're going to college, if you're getting to church stuff.
You could see if there's any Anatomy of Marriage listeners close by.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's a great idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Like a local meetup kind of thing. Like we're doing this week in freaking Seattle. Come here. Be here. And I think I would like you to keep an open mindset and a growth mindset about stuff, because I moved away 3,000 miles away. I moved with a bunch of my best friends, so it wasn't like super hard.
You weren't alone.
I wasn't alone, and we did live down in Olympia for 6 months, and we knew 0 people there.
Yeah.
We would just drive up to see your family and stuff like that. But you were in college. But that was different. But it was a crazy time of transition. It was cool because we making good grits.
Oh, yes. We don't know you, but we love your handle.
I know. What was I saying? We relied on each other really heavily, which was cool because it was just like, okay, it's just you and me in Olympia for 6 months, and we're doing our own thing, which was kind of cool.
And that was a really cool time, because that's when I was in college, and I did Running Start, so I only did 2 years of actual college after high school. And so it was like, for me, it was my only college experience. It was just like really short time. We didn't live there for 2 years. We would drive down and stuff, but it was just really cool because I was like totally open-minded about it. Like, well, I don't live at home anymore. I have no other options. Seth is touring and we're dating or whatever. So I was just like, well, this is what it is. And it was really fun. Like, I met people. I'm not friends with the people that I was in college with, but it was a great experience. And while I was in college, they were my friends, right?
Yeah. So I would say advice like keep in touch with your friends that you have now too, just to call and talk or whatever, and maybe they can come out and visit. I would say get involved in a community, whatever community that is. Get involved in it, and also continue to engage in the women's group here at AOM, and have a growth mindset. This is going to be a cool time of transition, and as long as you and your husband are on the same page, then that's going to be good for you.
And it does say that you're moving 3 hours away, so I would say like you could, you could schedule in like every other or maybe every 3 weeks we go back home or whatever. It doesn't have to be that often. But you could just say this is a thing, and you make a routine of coming back to visit or whatever. Because 3 hours drive is not that, I mean, it's far, but it's not that far. It's far enough where you can just hop in the car if something happened or you wanted to whatever. So that's really awesome that it's like that close, because for us to visit Seth's family is, I don't know, a 78-hour drive if you don't sleep.
A 78-hour drive.
And like a 10-hour day flying.
Right.
I mean, it's 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that it's not that, I mean, it is far, but it's not that far, if that makes sense. But I would say before, the other part of it, you asked, like, what things do you wish you had known, like the transition of just dating to getting married, especially that you've had long distance relationship. That's even harder because you have less experience with your partner or future spouse. So I would say a couple things, like have a crap ton of grace in your back pocket for everything. So like everything from expectations of how the house is cleaned, who cleans what, who makes dinner, what does the dinner even taste like. Like that was something. Seth's mother is like Paula Deen. I'm not exaggerating. The woman can cook anything. It's amazing. She makes her own pickles. Grits and bacon. I mean, the woman makes biscuits from scratch. It's unreal. My mom is a nice lady. I'm just kidding. My mom cooks very like zero spicy food, like nothing super flavorful, and it's lovely. I think it's great. But what Seth was expecting his wife to cook for him was like I didn't even have the skill set. I still don't even have the skill set to cook the things you thought I was going to cook. And so for a very long time, it was like, well, you come home from work and be like, what is this? Like, it's dinner. Don't you love it? Like chili and chips. Want some? And he's like, no, thanks. So I would talk a lot about, like, really explicitly have conversations about the expectations. Like, I would like it. I would like it if, like, we cleaned on one day a week or maybe every other day or whatever. Like, find routines, but explicitly talk about them openly. Do not assume they're going to happen. Just talk about everything with the kindness that you would give to someone like a 5-year-old. Right. Like, talk to your partner like they're 5 and you love them. That's a good point.
See, if you think you have enough grace, have more. Boom.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
There's another saying, like, when you think you can't do any more, that's when you have to do more. Kind of like I talk about David Goggins, we run off of like 60%. We think our 60 is 100, but really it's 60, and you have 40 more percent, which is crazy. Okay, so this next question is funny. And we probably have strong opinions on it, but don't get offended. So, okay, I'm just wondering what you guys think about the show The Bachelorette. The Bachelorette franchise consistently has some of the highest ratings on television. There's a real reason for that. And at the end of the show, 2 people get engaged after only knowing each other for a few months. I'm just curious about your thoughts, knowing everything that you know about real relationships and marriage and how very different they are and what we see on TV, especially this show. But is being on this show considered a stressful situation? Do you think it could bring out the worst in others? Is it possible to really fall in love and find a relationship that can last on this show? Thought you might have some funny, scientific, colorful commentary on this. Maybe this person was on The Bachelorette and they're having marriage problems and they need some help. I'm not sure.
We're not judging.
Or maybe they got kicked off from The Bachelorette. I don't know.
I think you hit the nail on the head with, is The Bachelorette or The Bachelor like a stressful situation? Yes, you're competing.
So, hold on. First of all, it gets high ratings because it's
drama.
Again, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's like Jerry Springer. It's trash, mindless TV, right? And sure, you can veg out, blah blah blah, whatever. So we're not judging that, but it's just like the news. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's just like, do you really think that you can go to? Do you think that you can be a great chef if you go like on a cooking show for like 3 weeks or 8 weeks
On Hell's Kitchen.
On Hell's Kitchen. No,
get yelled at.
No, that's all TV is. That's all anything is right now. It's just like extreme. It's just like whatever. Let's watch the worst of somebody so I can say, hey, I'm not that bad and feel good about myself.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, okay, no, I don't think that like the Goofy TV show is a real relationship and everything's just superficial and it's just silly, right? We don't watch it, right? And that's not because of anything. It's like I don't know, make a podcast or write.
I'd rather make a smoothie.
Paper.
I'd rather tie my shoes. I'd rather vacuum.
But if you want to talk about the show Vikings, I'll talk all day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think one of the things that's really interesting about the concept of this show is that at the end, these couple, air quotes, won. Right? They outlasted other people. They fought and won. They did the challenges. I honestly have never seen the show, so I have no idea what I'm referencing. But they won. So there is an element of like when people go to war together, they are bonded in a totally different way.
Yeah. So they have that shared experience.
Yeah, shared experience.
But that shared experience can only last so long. Like I don't know the stats. Again, I know zero about the show. You know how many of these couples are actually still married. Maybe they're doing great, or who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it's not. It's like it's just kind of Jerry Springer, goofy. Everybody's beautiful. Okay, of course you're gonna watch. Oh, there's drama. Of course you're gonna watch that. So and so, kiss so and somebody got their feelings hurt, and now they're fighting.
Well, and there's an element too of like what do the couples who go on The Bachelor and Bachelorette value, right? It could just be that their value level is like, I just love being in front of a camera. All I care about is like, oh, I made you mad. Let's fight. Film it. Someone film it. Hurry. Like that can be a value system that someone lives by forever. And I'm not judging that. It's just not what I am.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that that's not what they are. And as long as they're in the spotlight, they might be fine. So
here's a more interesting show that I think is closer based in reality.
The Great British Baking Show.
No, not that. But The Amazing Race, where we've only seen it a couple of times, but it's where couples, any couples, male couples, female couples, it doesn't matter.
It's based in reality. The Amazing Race is based in reality.
So, okay.
Okay.
How about this? I like the idea of teamwork and a shared experience and getting stuff done on that show, because usually it's like married couples and you like can see how they communicate from a research scientific point of view, therapist point of view. Is like, oh, are they being sarcastic? Are they working together? Who takes the lead when somebody's tripping out? Do they trade off, kind of thing? So that is what I like about that show. Again, we've only seen it like 3 times.
It's definitely not based in reality, but I get what you're saying.
Well, yeah,
and Sammy says, "I love the Great British Baking Show." Yes,
yeah,
high five. It is show. Like my favorite show.
Yeah,
I barely ever watch it, but when I saw Netflix and I can binge, I binge.
Okay.
So thank you for that question. It was very fun to talk about.
Yeah, it's possible to really fall in love, but is it?
It's a value system thing, I think.
Okay, let's see. My boyfriend and I have been going through a difficult issue for about a year now, and I'd love to get some advice. We have seen a relationship therapist before, and they have their own opinion on the issue, but I find multiple opinions never hurts. When my boyfriend... What?
Talk a little bit louder.
When my boyfriend and I got together, I was skinny and fit. I worked out a lot and ate the same that I do now. I was much younger and had more time, and metabolism was better. I could dedicate more of my day to working out and being active. Since being with him over 3 years, my life has changed and no longer have much time to go to the gym. I still work out about 3 times a week. Let's see. In the past 3 years of our relationship, I've gained about 40 pounds. My boyfriend does not try to hide how much this displeases him. He has said that he is ready to commit to me for marriage, but is scared because he wants me to lose weight and he doesn't want to be with a fat person the rest of his life. Ouch. I'm torn because I can see part of his perspective. I don't think that I would want to be with somebody if they were morbidly obese, but I don't feel that I am at the level, nor is there anything that would lead to him to believe that I may become there. But at the same time, I feel like his love for me is genuine. He should be more accepting of me and what I look like. Our therapist essentially said the same thing when we brought the issue to him, stating that if my boyfriend is not in a mental headspace to overlook the weight, then he probably isn't ready for marriage. I actively try to lose weight and have tried for a few months. I've lost a couple of pounds, but he's not happy with it. I want to make my boyfriend happy and want to look good.
Just feels like I'm doing it for him and our relationship and not me.
Mm-hmm. Should we be in a position where our relationship is dependent on my weight loss, or is there something else going on? You answered your own question. There's something else going on.
But that doesn't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
There is something else going on.
Mm-hmm.
But one of someone I know very, very well.
He's a superficial a-hole.
Oh, well. We didn't
Somebody
say
said
that.
that.
Someone on our live said that.
I'm leaning towards that way.
It's hard though. I mean, one of my closest friends has this exact same thing in her marriage, and she's been married 20-something years. And it was something that her husband said to her before they got together.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I do not want to be with you if you're heavy." And like her family, a lot of them are heavy. And he's like, "I don't want to do that." And so she did the same exact thing. She did like all this work for him, air quotes for him, and was thin for a while, and then had kids, and then got heavy, and then it's just been this like point of
contention.
Years and years and years of, I feel bad that I'm heavier than my husband wants me to be. What do I do? I'm trying so hard. I can't. Blah blah blah. And it's really frustrating for her because it's like she's not doing it for her. She's zero doing it for her.
Right.
Thank you for sending that question in, for one.
It's a good question. Paul says, my main man Paul, who we're going to hang out with, and super excited. There's got to be some deeper things going on with the boyfriend. Yeah, 100%. So how about this?
I think there's a control issue. I just want to say that. But what were you going to say?
Okay, a control issue, and things like this in a relationship don't go away.
Yeah.
I promise you, you're not going to lose 30 pounds, or 40 pounds, and he's going to be like, oh, cool.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Then everything else is fine, right?
It's probably controlling.
There's going to be something else, right? Unless he truly gets over it. Like I had this thing, like I've said a million mean things to Melanie when we were dating and stuff, and that was just me out of immaturity, out of just not being wise, just saying the stupidest crap and thinking well, that's it. I mean, she should know it.
She should deal.
She should deal. What am I going to do? Am I going to change? Blah. No, I was a dummy.
You were a superficial a-hole.
I was, right? And we've both been that for, in our relationship. I don't think you've been really superficial. But unless it really absolutely changes, then it's not going to change. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, good advice. But that is the truth. I honestly changed in that. And it took some years, and it took a million fights, and it took a lot of growing the F up, I guess. Okay, grow up. This is stupid stuff. You're hurting the person that you say you love, and oh, she's fat. Okay, well, I don't know. That's just, how about this? It's immature. So if you can assess, his maturity level, do you think he's really going to change? Because one thing is, and we went through this too when we were married. Oh, well, we'll get married and I'll change that about her. I remember something as stupid and superficial that got on my nerves. I remember when we were first dating and married, when you ate, you would take the fork and slide it on your teeth. You
know how many times I heard him tell me?
And it drove me crazy. I'm like, what are you doing?
You'd be like, that's so bad for your teeth. Why are you eating like that? Why do you eat like that?
Right.
What, that's how I eat?
That's how you eat, right?
Why do you care?
But it was rude, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't have a British grandma breathing down my neck all the time.
You didn't grow up in Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, well, we'll deal with that later. We'll change that later. It's it's goofy.
Gross.
I mean, everybody thinks that though, so.
Some people think that. I've always accepted you.
Yeah, right. Are you kidding? He absolutely leave the jerk. Jeez. Okay.
No, but let's be kind to people.
So let's be objective here. I don't want to say leave the jerk. Drop him like it's hot.
So in our Facebook and Instagram, people are commenting. Let's
see.
So
he absolutely won't love her if she loses the weight. Yep. Once she's not good enough for him, he will cease to be satisfied. The respect is gone. Why is he dragging her along if he doesn't like her? Dump him and work on yourself for you, babe.
I like the babe at the end. Right, that made me feel happy.
That's sassy.
Yeah.
That makes it real advice.
You do for you, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's really hard because, again, one of my closest friends, this is her marriage. And it's the husband, and he's a wonderful guy. Here's the thing. He is not a superficial a-hole. He's a wonderful guy. He's a good father. But he is super, super controlling. And it started with the weight. That was her first glimmer of it. Started with the weight, but it bleeds into everything. And then you add kids into the mix.
Then
and it's
really does.
I'm going to control what you wear, how you talk, what you eat. And it's not because he's Satan. It's just that's how his brain works, you know?
Because there's some, I think a lot of it goes back to anxiety and obviously family of origin stuff. Somebody says, you guys are much nicer than me. I appreciate your tact. Thank you. Sometimes I try my best. Mom of the Wild says, I mean, life can change in an instant, and if he really feels like weight is that big a deal, how can you do life with him? Yeah, that's true. So I think you're saying, like, so everybody can change, right? So we're going to say, okay, if he grows up and finds that this really isn't important, there's much more important things in life, but there also is a potential to not. Like, what if I didn't? What if I didn't change, and what if you didn't change in our marriage? We probably would not be in a good place.
We would not be together. Busted. I did want to say, and now this is going to switch gears, but it's the same conversation. So, you said that you've been together for 3 years, and you said you were much younger when you met him, so that 3 years is not that long. So maybe I'm misreading this, but I want to talk about the fitness side of this, actually, and the wellness side about this, because Seth and I are, one of the things we said, actually, when we first started dating, was that we want to stay fit for one another. Not, if you get fat, I'm out, peace. It's not that. It was, we want to be able to play and run and hike and go and do things forever while we're married, right? So we had made kind of a deal, not a deal, but sort of, to say, let's always stay fit, right? And that's easier said than done, especially when you have a baby and you're like, well, I'm giant now. Like, look, I have to lose 60 pounds. Right. Awesome, right? And that was really my reality. 3 kids in a row. Like, I gained lots of weight. And but there's something I want to really say here, and I again, it's with the kindness of my heart and love for humans to be healthy. You cannot out-exercise your mouth, right? You cannot exercise away Doritos. They don't exercise out. You have to start putting into your body things that are going to be healthy for you, beneficial for you. Change the way you eat,
or and not put it in your body.
Yeah. Don't. Like, we eat hardly any processed food. Almost at all. Our kids hardly eat any processed food. We cook everything.
When they go to grandma's.
Our kids eat processed food every day at my sister's and my mom's, but not at our house. I love you, Carrie and Mom. But it is so important to understand, like, I'm not talking about your weight. I'm not worried about your weight. I'm worried about your health. And I'm not judging you. I'm not saying, I can't be friends with you if you're fat. No, I don't care if you're fat. I want you to be healthy. And I want you to feel as good as you can feel, to have the energy, all of those things. If you've only been with this person for 3 years and you're saying your metabolism has changed in those 3 years, go see a doctor. Something might be wrong.
Right.
Our food impacts our metabolism. The way if we exercise or not. The amount of muscle we have impacts our metabolism. So metabolism is not a set thing that we have to deal with. It's something we have control over, partially have control over.
Okay, there's a couple of things. Rochelle says, preach, girl. Brad says, if it's about being healthy, that's different. I also think that sometimes the weight issue can stem from emotional things going inside. That's right. A couple of different stressors, like, I don't know, we stress eat. I do.
Oh, I don't know. Having a boyfriend who says if you're fat, I don't want to be married to you, that might be a stressor.
That's stressful. And so there's also this real thing of, like, well, I've been dating this person for 3 years. If we break up, I thought we were going to be married. All that was a waste, and there's tons of stress. I
Anxiety.
talk about that all the time in therapy. Ouch, this is so my in-laws. We've seen this bleed into ways with my husband as well, but he recognizes that behavior when it comes out. We've nipped that one in the bud. Good. Let's see. Another person says, okay, let's read this. Seriously, though, they're not married. Weight fluctuates about after she has kids and gains weight. She's going to deal with the rest of her life if she marries him. That's not fair for her to be treated that way. Seriously, if they are having this problem and he won't commit until she's perfect, they are doomed. It's over before it began. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know, you just can't say those things and expect something good to come out, you know? Well, and I know you had the caveat of, like, well, he loves me, but this, you know? I mean, I could have said that, like, when we were dating, like, you know, when she was a B to me or when I was a jerk to her. Well, she's, you know, cool and she has all this stuff too, so I don't know. Just let that out.
But I have to fight the opposite side of this, just because my friend, her husband is a good man, and I agree that they should be together. The life they've created is wonderful. He doesn't have the skill set to know how to do it differently. And so the thing that I would say is, if this guy, the boyfriend, I mean, and I'm not saying you stay together, oh, it's the best. I'm also not saying leave him, he's the worst. Like, let's figure this out. so you can bring a solution to this problem, right? And I think if he was saying to you, hey, I want us to stay healthy. Us is a different thing than you, right? And he says, so in order for us to stay healthy, I'm going to start cooking meals every night, and we are going to work out together, and I have helped us create a routine, right? It's a different when it's a we, and it's like a joint effort. It's like we're doing this together. We are going to do this. We're going to say, that's what we did. We said, we're going to make weight goals. We're going to work out together. We're going to do things like that.
Yeah, we've never kind of done anything separately like that. Like, hey, I'm going to gym, fatso. We've never like said anything like that, or like, hey, I'm eating healthy, you can eat your frozen pizzas all day, I don't care. It's been a real joint effort. I mean, things like hunting or like my own individual interests have been, we've talked about them, but mostly it's been a team. Like if we're going to do finances, like, okay, let's get on the same page financially and all this other stuff. So yeah, I agree with Melanie. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah, you don't have to drop him. This is what I would do if I was this woman in this thing. Okay, we're not saying dump him instantly. We're not saying stay together. It'll all work out. I would say use the clearing structure, write him a long letter, and then before this, get mentally healthy yourself. I am going to lose this weight, and I don't give a dang about what my boyfriend says. I have a goal to lose this weight. I have a goal to be as mentally healthy and as mentally sharp as I can be. I'm doing this absolutely for me. I'm going to pretend like I don't even know this guy, right? And then write him a letter and say, you know what? When you have said these absolutely crappy things, it has hurt my feelings, it has destroyed me inside and made me feel like a piece of crap. You are not going to say that anymore. Like in the clearing structure, use this thing and be like, these are my boundaries. I'm going to the gym. Peace out. If you ever say anything about that, then I'm seriously will think about dumping you, because that's a superficial thing to say. That is immature. That is a minor detail in the bigger scope of life, right? Boom.
The way you're saying it is very confrontational, though. I would highly suggest saying it maybe less.
Well,
like,
she'll temper it to whatever she says. We all have our flaws, but she can connect with him about it, and they can have a chance. But it's going to be work.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And
I would say too, like, we train people how to treat us. As weird as that sounds, like if your boyfriend has called you fat and then said, well, I'm not going to marry you if you stay fat, and you go, oh my goodness, you're training him that he can call you fat.
Oh, right.
No, he cannot. Yeah. You're not welcome to talk to me that way.
Somebody says, I wonder if he has solid dudes in his life he's saying this to who can speak some truth to him. I feel like in the past I was stuck in my head with a lot of harmful mindsets that weren't challenged because I wasn't opening up about them with people who could speak into the situation. Yeah, that's good. If this dude wrote in the men's group, I'd be like, bro, that's a stupid thing to say. What is your real feeling behind that?
So when you're if you're the girlfriend and you're listening, encourage him to write about it in the men's group.
That's right.
See what happens.
Yeah. Somebody says dating 3 years and leaving is not a big deal when you're planning to be married for 50 plus. Cut your losses. Yeah, I agree. But I mean, anybody that's been in a relationship, it's sometimes hard to be like, oh, all this time I've wasted. Then you feel stupid. And there's all kinds of
I also would suggest listen to the book. Do you know which one it is? It's Mel Robbins. And it's the one lady who, it's like, she's overweight and she's a preacher's wife, but she also was like a preacher. And she said she liked being fat, and she had all her, like, did you remember that one?
I don't know.
Maybe you haven't listened. So it's either Kick A with Mel Robbins or Take Control of Your Life with Mel Robbins. Those books are so amazing. Listen to them anyway. Go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage to get it for free right now. So listen to either one of those books. It's either Kick A with Mel Robbins or Take Control of Your Life. But there's an interview where there's a lot of issues with weight and women in those books, and her perspective is phenomenal on it, and it's so worth listening to regardless. But
okay, let's those are awesome questions.
Yes, thank you for
guys.
Those questions.
Thank you guys for interacting. I love it when people give advice too, because we read it, and hopefully you, Josh, and Mama in the Wild, and Wife in Life, and all these other people, Brittany, your guys' advice are helping these people who are writing in. Yes. So guess what? Oh, community. Thanks.
Just gotta sass the community.
So anyway, this Thursday, July 25th, is our very first Anatomy of Marriage Seattle meetup. It's going to be casual. Actually, I want people to kind of dress fancy, and look nice. We're going to have drinks.
I'll have my gold shoes on.
There you go. We're going to have some food. We're going to play games and stuff. And not like Uno or like,
But we could play
pickleball. We're not going to play those things. We're going to play like these German European slide
shuffly board
games with like stuff, and it's like you're in a lodge in the mountains. Bocce ball, yeah, that's right. So it's going to be absolutely fun. We got to go. We love you guys. Anything else you want to share?
I just want to say thank you if you've rated and reviewed the podcast lately. If you get value from the show, please rate and review the show. Share it with your friends. Share it with your share it with your strong married friends and or strong dating friends. We need a nice, strong community here, right? Or your weak ones, either one.
Hold on. Jenny says, thanks, Melanie and Seth, for teaching me something. Have a kick.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. High
Thanks,
five.
Jenny.
And can I say something really quick about what we're doing?
I'm sorry. No.
So we're working with a coach. So we hired a coach, which is a crazy big, scary, fun step for us. But we are going to expand what we're doing into like private coaching and men's and women's coaching, not just about marriage. It's going to be about all life stuff. And I could not be more excited. It is, the more we talk to our coach, the more we work on the stuff he gives us to work on, the more fired up I get. So I just wanted to plant those little seeds of ideas of what we're doing and encourage you to think about it. I don't know. I don't need anything from you other than I just wanted to tell you.
So bummed I can't be there currently in Portland, but would try to be in Seattle
Portland's
if we were going home tomorrow.
Portland's where we had our very first date. We went to Sinju's Sushi.
That's right.
Sinju Sushi?
Sinju Sushi. Okay,
anyway.
Love you guys. Thank you. That sounds awesome. Yes, it does.
I'm so excited.
Okay, and catch us tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Send
in your questions.
Bye.
We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
We're still here.
We're still here. Yeah.
If you're on, I didn't want to put this on the actual podcast, but you can get the app. Get Your Marriage On is on iTunes,
Why do you want to put this in the podcast?
Well, because I don't want 10,000 people to find it. I want a few people to get it.
Oh, I see.
Because it's in the beta testing right now, so there might be some bugs in it. But if you could get Your Marriage On and download it on, what am I trying to say? What's the app? iTunes store. We have it for Android
and iPhone. So go check that out. It's awesome.
Get Your Marriage On.
Yeah. Hey, Jenny, question. I don't know if you're still listening, but you should email where you're working at. Jenny went to SBU with me, so.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, well, not with me, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Love you. Have an awesome day. Peace.
Bye.
Going now. Good. She's going to get the...
awesome. Yeah, and if you could review it, we put a lot of work into it, and it's really exciting. I'm really excited. My hair is so dirty, but it kind of looks good.
All right, bye.
Bye. Wait. Yay!
Good job, Sammy.
Okay.